Our Bible reading this week is John chapters 3 through 12, and our memory verse this week is John chapter 3 and verse 21, which says, "But he who does the truth comes to the light, that his deeds may be clearly seen, that they have been done in God." We've looked all week at the contrast between evil which hides in darkness and receives condemnation, and those who do the truth that come to the light and have the opportunity for eternal salvation. We've looked at God's love for mankind in sending his Son, and we've looked at Jesus' willingness to come and lay his life down. We talked yesterday about Jesus being the good shepherd and saying that he lays down his life for the sheep willingly. Nobody took it from him. And I think that leads very well into the last verses that we'll look at this week in John chapter 12. John chapter 12 and beginning in verse 27 in the New King James Version reads thus. "Now my soul is troubled, and what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour. But for this purpose I came to this hour. Father, glorify your name." Then a voice came from heaven saying, "I have both glorified it and will glorify it again." Therefore the people who stood by and heard it said that it had thundered. Others said, "An angel has spoken to him." Jesus answered and said, "This voice did not come because of me, but for your sake. Now is the judgment of this world. Now the ruler of this world will be cast out. And I, if I am lifted up from the earth, will draw all peoples to myself." This he said, signifying by what death he would die. The people answered him, "We have heard from the law that the Christ remains forever. And how can you say the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man?" Jesus said to them, "A little while longer the light is with you. Walk while you have the light, lest darkness overtake you. He who walks in darkness does not know where he is going." You know, I cannot imagine what Jesus felt as this time neared. He is nearing the time very close to when he will be betrayed by one very close to him, by Judas. He will be mocked. He will be humiliated. He will be left standing alone. And he knew all of this before he ever came. He knew what the future held. He knew what kind of death he would die before he ever set foot on the earth. And yet I cannot imagine, as a man, the emotions that he endured. And he says, "My soul is troubled." But he says, "I'm not asking to be removed from this. This is why I came." What a powerful statement. What a wonderful thing to know. That Jesus, knowing the difficulty of the sacrifice that lay ahead, said, "I love man enough that that's what I want to do." And he tells them, you better enjoy the light while you have it, because darkness is coming. You stay in darkness, you don't know where you're going to go. You need to walk in the light. And that summarizes what we've been discussing all week. That those who are in the truth, those who follow Jesus, walk in the light. When we walk in the light, when we walk in the truth, we are not afraid for our deeds to be exposed. We want our deeds to be clearly seen, not for bragging purposes, not for pats on the back, but that people can know that we walk with God. We close the week once again with our memory verse. "But he who does the truth comes to the light, that his deeds may be clearly seen, that they have been done in God." Thank you for thinking on these things, and we hope you'll join us again next week.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook for more content like this.